So 9/11 is also my birthday, and I have very vivid memories of that day. I remember I was feeling a little bit sad that day. At that time, my family was living in Trivandrum, which is a small town on the southern tip of India. A few months ago, my dad had actually moved out to Bombay to start a new job, and I remember feeling a little bit sad because I really didn't have friends in the city, and my dad wasn't in the city. And I also remember I had just spoken to him, I had cut my cake, everything was over, and I had sort of just sat down to watch TV with my mother. And I remember these very, very vivid images of the plane crashing into the Twin Towers, and then the Twin Towers sort of collapsing down into the ground. And I didn't have a sense of why this was important or what was really going on. I was only about 11 years old. But for some reason, the image is really burnt into my head. And at that point of time, I didn't really know something. I knew something had happened, but I didn't know why it was important. Buildings collapsing was a big deal, but beyond that, I think I didn't really understand the significance of it. I think the first time I realized that something had changed was about a few months, maybe about 4 or 5 months after 9/11, when an American friend of my mother was actually visiting us, and we were out to dinner, and I made this really crass stupid joke about how, oh, I was born on 9/11, and maybe this was Osama's way of a bad birthday gift. And I remember this sort of sense of complete, like, anger, shock, and outrage on this lady's face, that I could joke about something that had really, shaken her belief system and changed the way she viewed the world, and that I was flippant enough to joke about it, really pissed her off. And that's when I first realized that something major had happened.